Shalom, shalom. Call halal Yahweh Shem Shai. Double honors to the apostle, elder, great millstone, well. And salutations to the brethren on the four corners of the earth, plus the word and truth and sincerity. I just wanted to speak my piece on the topic of discipline, especially now that things are coming down to the wire, and Satan is turning it up on brothers, and the Lord is turning it up on brothers, dealing with chastisement, making brothers suffer more affliction, to prove themselves, and it's becoming evident, and it's getting harder and harder for brothers, and I just wanted to, make this video just to let, brothers know, and myself included, that this chastisement, this constant affliction that's uptaken, or that's bearing down on us, is something that's a part of the gospel, something that we have to go through to gain our crown, because like scriptures say, incorruption, I'm slacking, like scriptures say, corruption cannot inherit incorruption, for certain that effect in 1 Corinthians 15, you have to be totally clean, and you have to be spiritual, and we're put on this earth to rid ourselves of all those spiritual impurities, and the Most High, He's forcing us to do that, by afflicting us and chastising us, so we don't be condemned with the world, man. The scriptures say. So I'm gonna put this on wax. I'm gonna go through a couple of scriptures that was just, that was just on my mind all day, because I had a situation earlier where I was driving to work, and it was a brand new tire. The tire wasn't even 2 weeks old, and the tire blew out on the highway. While me and another brother was in the car. The only thing I could think of was like, damn, this is chastisement. This is the affliction that I have, that I have to endure. And if this is what it is, and so be it. So this is 2 Corinthians 13. It's like 13:5. It says, "Examine yourselves whether you be in the faith." So an examine meaning to look at yourself, to reflect, on things that you've done wrong. Things that you've done that wasn't in the spirit. Things that things that you could do more. Just anything that you could do to better yourself in Yahweh Shem Shai. And going back to that word examine, from the Greek.
Strong's G 3985, pyradzo. Pyradzo.
Oop, slacking. Wrong one. Yeah, it's the right one. So examine. It says to try, make trial of, test, for the purpose of ascertaining his quality, or what he thinks, or how he will behave himself. So this is it right here, man. Examine yourself whether you be in the faith, meaning, pay attention to how you behave yourself when you're walking in the truth, man. To try a test of one's faith, virtue, character, So you have to learn how to look at yourself, man, and examine and pay attention to how you do things in the world, man. In everyday life, even in the faith, Am I doing this right? Am I following orders? Am I doing this the way it's supposed to be doing? Am I listening to the Spirit? Things like that, Because wisdom, this faith that we're in, this wisdom that the Lord has given us is trying us, man. Yahweh Shem Shai is trying us just as well as, trying the whole earth, and making the prophecies roll. We're being tried at the very same time, man. This is the fire that we are being baptized with, man. Scriptures say we are being washed or renewed by the washing of the word, So we are being baptized by Yahweh Shem Shai at this point in time. But just so be it, it's they're going up through all this affliction, This is Sirach chapter 4, verse 14. It says, "They that serve her, which is wisdom, shall minister to the Holy One, and them that love her, the Lord doth love. Whoso giveth ear unto her shall judge the nations," which we know is in the 1 Corinthians 6:4, that we shall judge the world. "And he that attendeth unto her shall dwell securely," in the last days. Scriptures say, "In those days my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. My servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. If a man commit himself unto her, he shall inherit her, and his generation shall hold her in possession." You're always going to have the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, as long as, You take heed to the scriptures, man. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline. So that fear and dread is like scripture says, with her, and torment him with her discipline, So that's all the affliction that you're going to go through in the world, man. Being in the truth, You're going to be tormented with her discipline until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws. So Yahweh is trying you by the laws, man. You're being tested every step of the way. But then will she return the straight way unto him and comfort him. So only then, after you pass the tests and the straits that Yahweh has passed down unto you, then will you make your path straight, man. And you'll be comforted. It's like, yeah. It says, and torment with her discipline until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws, So now, if you keep going through enough afflictions and enough trials and tribulation, enough tests, to show her, which is wisdom, which is ultimately Yahweh Shai, that that you are down for the cause, so to speak, or that you are willing, that you are able and willing to go through everything for Yahweh Shai, then that He's going to trust your soul, and show you secrets and mysteries and breakdowns, and show you spiritual things. It says, then will she return straightway unto him and comfort him and show him her secrets. But if he go wrong, she will forsake him and give him over to his own ruin, So if you mess up, not examining yourself or not taking the trials and afflictions that you have and learning from the Lord is going to forsake you, man, and give you over to your own ruin. Turn you over to your own thoughts, man. The Lord knows our thoughts are evil. Scripture said the heart is wicked, deceitfully wicked above all things. Who shall know it, Which is your mind. That's why the Lord requires us to become new men, to change our mentalities, to change our mannerisms, to purify ourselves, because like scripture say, corruption cannot inherit incorruption. This is 1 Corinthians 11:27. Wherefore whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord, And this is speaking on the Passover, when Yahweh broke the bread and he shared the wine, but us also spiritually representing, the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and the affliction that we have to go through in this truth. It says, but let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup, So eat of that bread, meaning take on that knowledge and understanding, and drink of that cup, which that cup is going to be the suffering, man, the afflictions. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, So if you're going through the motions in the truth and not really sincere about what you're doing, not examining yourself, not paying attention to how you're moving, paying attention to things that that you can do better in the faith, things like that, or how you can better serve Yahweh Shai, you're going to cause yourself damnation, not discerning the Lord's body. For this cause many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep, because many are not aware, not aware of themselves, not aware of what they should be doing in the truth. It says, for if we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged. But when we are judged, we are chastened of the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the world, That's a big thing, man. So we're going through all this hell right now, so we don't have to be condemned with the world, man, Because at the end, we're going to be those new men. And at the end, Lord willing, we'll have those new bodies and be delivered, and lifted up in chariots. Because wherefore, my brethren, when ye come together to eat, tarry one for another. If any man hunger, let him eat at home. Well, that was it. But, and speaking of new men, Colossians, the 3rd chapter, is a great example of how we should conduct ourselves and the mentality that we are to be. It's Colossians 3:1. It says, if ye then be risen with Yahweh Shai, seek those things which are above, where Yahweh Shai sitteth on the right hand of the Most High. Set your affections on things above, not on things on the earth. For ye are dead, and your life is hid with Yahweh Shai in the Most High. you know. So when we died, meaning when we died and we awoke to Yahushai, you know, we got our lives was taken from this world. When Yahushai, who is our life, shall appear, then shall ye also appear with him in glory. You know, that's talking about in the last day. When the Lord comes back to deliver us, we shall appear with him in glory, meaning our body shall be changed. Presuming in 1 Corinthians 15th chapter. It says, mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth. When you look up the word mortify, so I get from the Greek.
Strong's G 3499. Nekrao. Nekrao.
Meaning to make dead or to put to death. To deprive, this is the main definition, deprive of power, destroy the strength of, so all those demons that plague you, that including your flesh, because your flesh is a demon in itself, all the demons attack the flesh, was trying to plague your mind, man. You have to bring that under subjection, you have to be spiritual about everything. It says, mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence. So basically, fornication and uncleanness, inordinate affection, living with no love, man, with no compassion, having no compassion for your brothers. Evil concupiscence, don't be a nigga that's always scheming, man. You got to change that mentality from a mentality of out to get everybody to a mentality of walking together and and dwelling in unity with your brothers, man. And covetousness, which is stealing, man, which is idolatry. For which things sake the wrath of the Most High cometh on children of disobedience, which is everyone in the world, man. This is how everyone in the world thinks. We have to distance ourselves. We have to totally separate ourselves and come up on a higher wavelength than the rest of the world, man. In the which ye also walked some time when ye lived in them, So we used to, at one time, we used to think like this, But Yahushua has brought us on a higher plane, man. But now ye also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, and these are all evil spiritual traits, man, which are mostly emotions. Blasphemy, blasphemy of the Holy Spirit, filthy communication out of your mouth, which is any communication that blasphemes or talks against the scriptures, man, Scriptures say we are to be in a holy conversation. Lie not one to another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds, And lying is another spirit, man. Another unclean, evil, evil sentiment of the flesh. And have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him, So we're supposed to model ourselves after Yahushua, man, and be renewed in his knowledge. Meaning be spiritual about everything, Come up on a higher spiritual level. That's the only way we are going to get into those chariots, man. It says, wherefore there is neither Greek or Jew, circumcision or uncircumcision, barbarian, Scythian, bond nor free, but Yahushua is all and in all. Put on therefore as the elect of the Most High, holy and beloved, bowels of mercy. Now these are the things that we are supposed to be, These are this is the mentality that we're supposed to take on. Mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness and long suffering. And I shouldn't have to, break these words down, but kindness, have an affection for one another and humbleness of mind, always keeping yourself in a low mind state, Don't get too full of yourself, Remember that you are a speck on the earth, man, compared to the Most High, man. Meekness and long suffering, gentleness and suffering, man, which is patience. Forbearing one another and forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Yahushua forgave you, so also do ye, So forgiveness is also in that line up. And above all these things, put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness, helping brothers out, brotherhood. These are the things that we are supposed to take on or embody, you know, as the last days wind down, man, you know, for the sole purpose of entering the chariots and gaining the kingdom of the Most High. This is Job 36:7. He withdraweth not his eyes from the righteous, but with kings are they on the throne. Yea, he doth establish them forever, and they are exalted. And if they be bound in fetters and be bolden, it's like and be holden in cords of affliction, you know. The scriptures say we're prisoners of hope, man. You know, because we're prisoners of hope, we go through all types of affliction that prisoners go through. You know. Then he showeth them their work and their transgressions that they have exceeded. You know. So just like being in prison, you are reflecting on yourself and the things that you've done wrong. You know. Same sentiment that brother should have being in the truth, man. He openeth also their ear to discipline, and commanded that they return from iniquity. And I wanted to go into that word discipline, which that's coming from the Hebrew ma'achar, which means correction, chastening, you know. So the discipline actually means correction and chastening. Like I said earlier, we're chastened so we don't be condemned with the world, man. You know. It says he openeth also their ear to discipline or correction, and commandeth that they return from iniquity. You know, that's that new man that I was just breaking down, man. If they obey and serve him, they shall spend their days in prosperity. Now this is the kingdom of heaven, man. If we obey and serve the Most High, we're going to spend the rest of our days in prosperity and their years in pleasures. You know, but if they obey not, they shall perish by the sword. They shall die without knowledge. And this embodies the 2/3, man. You know, this is where you don't want to be. Verse 12 is where you don't want to be. Verse 11 is where you should strive to be, man. You know, that's exactly where you want to be. Because that verse 11 embodies the kingdom of heaven. You know, so it's going to be my last scripture, 1 Corinthians 15th chapter. You know, because like I said earlier, we have to learn to change ourselves. You know, after the knowledge and wisdom and understanding of how Basham Shah made in his image. You know, this is 1 Corinthians 15:51. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. You know, we're going to have spiritual bodies, man. You know, for this corruptible must put on incorruption. You know, which is a spirit, man. You know, and the corruptible is the flesh, and this mortal must put on immortality. You know. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. You know? So there are ones of us that will never see death, man, and that's only the 144,000 in the elect, you know? Because they're the ones, we're willing, I'm a part of that number, that are going to shift their mind from a carnal, fleshly mind state to a spiritual mind state by examining themselves and constantly enduring through their chastisement and affliction. So with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Shemel Shai, the honesty the apostle Ellsberg Mills rule well, and salutation to the brother on the four corners of the earth, plus word and truth and sincerity. Shalom.